your punishment. You see, belt is very flexibility. If you kill it in first, it's very flexibility can kill you. It's very really painful. Has shards, spikes, fish spikes, can rip off the skin. This is punishment if you shock for punishment for parents. If you kick your kid, it's punishment for grounded. You see first, grounded kids are still able to speak, unable to speak. You see? You see, punishment if you getting out for punishment. If you already bad, if this kid is still able, unable to speak, it's very really impossible to speak. It's not good. This very flexibility belts has metal spikes. Can you stick? Police, the pointers has pointers, the elements, the heating elements. If you getting shocked for punishments, if you getting shocked for punishments, you're getting off for deaths, prisoners. So what if you twisted off the belt? The belt is very flexibility, plastic sheet, and a plastic belt. If you get in a starter, this doesn't work. At least because if you handle kick, it doesn't kick anymore. Yep, doesn't kick. If you getting out for punishments, physics work for belts, has more pressure. The elements, if you for punishments, the elements, if you grounded for blends, if you get it so punishments, if you connect tight so tight, the prisoners catch the punishments. If you catch for so tight and get death for executions. These executions can handle prisoners to be dead. These prisoners execution can hang if you tighter, and these punishments he can handle for this why. Which is why he needed a belt for punishments. If you handle too tight, for tighter, if you tight too much. This happened. Belt is very plastic flexibility. If you going per elements, per heat elements, these heat elements catch devices connectors, and the belt is very metallic credibility. What is so hard to make this? You see back in the 50s. First, you need this, if you flexibility, and then enjoy it now. You work this pressure. Look. If you go in punishments, they get shock. If you this is good is the punishments. If you going with a header belt for metal, you see metals have gold and brown metals, flexibility and a metal thinner. You see it's too thin. If you got very punishments, you're good enough. You see, it's very painful. It's extremely painful, kind of heavy on even a nasal head and a skull. Fast because skulls are made for bones. So what if you kick 2 months for extremely faster? Here we are. No. So what if you kids are not punishments, so it's not going off. You see, the punishment is gonna not good. It's not good for elements and heat elements. If you going over there. Just right. If you going for punishment too much, you can see. No. If you going for much, you see. You see, it's very stronger than normal. The elements catches. You see, elements is too stronger to begin painfully and make you harder. Which is why punishment is needed. Not needed. You needed punishments. So if you prisoners hanging in a prisoner police to catch prisoners for punishments in Japan. For fast because prisoners catches for arresters to catches with belt, which is why needed belt for hanging and arresting for life for 7 years, which is why needed belt 4 months ago, which is why needed, which is why. So if you for 7 years ago punishments and prisoners not allowed for prisoners now. So what if you prisoners catch for them? So if you going offer fair, you are out man. It's really painful, extremely louder. And please, because it's very painful. It's really painful. Really painful to catch prisoners and police. So what if you getting for how long to take these decades? But 700 minutes ago, if you getting a punishment. You see, boat is very stronger. You catch prisoners to catch these executions if you die. Per 7 years ago, if you go in there. 3, 2, 1, go. You see, it's very painful to catch with. So if you taking 2 force to catch force, and these prisoners catch for this long time, it's not allowed for a long time in a 2 tall time. And this because prisoners can allow it for 7 years or 70 years ago. 70 years ago. If you go in here. Just right. If you have a prisoner. This prisoner not allowed to speak. It's very psychiatry and a hospital sickness. So what if you get into header? So what? You see, it's very punishments. For punishments, if you get in both. See, with you, these prisoners catches with hanging. Hanging needed for prisoners is not allowed. You see, getting too tight to hang them and allow it to not move, and the feet can close, and the belt is tight. Getting allowing, not allowing to breathe. in first time for executions. Execution happens. So if you going per human, it's sick, or humans is not sick. If you go in here, the prisoners catch the person is dying for 50, 100 years ago, and no one in it 70 and 100 and 1,000 years ago, to hanging for 1,000 years ago. Okay? Which is why he needed belt for prisoners to hanging to catch his feet, to hanging you can move, and feet you can allow him to freely, and feet you can go, it's too tight, which is why you need tighten, and a hand you need so tighten, and first time if you go into prisoner for 1700 million years ago, or getting infinity years ago. Okay, see you, bye bye.